Hello everyone. So in today's video, we are talking splurge-worthy beauty products. These are products that are, yes, luxurious and they have a luxury experience to them, but above all, they perform and they perform beautifully. These are more current luxury beauty favorites, but I also did sprinkle in some all-time favorites as well. But before we jump in, I am so excited about today's sponsor, which is Ideal. Ideal is a jewelry brand that has honestly completely revolutionized fine diamond jewelry. Since I've gotten these pieces, I have not been able to shut up about them. So they're different for a few different reasons. Number one, the design of the jewelry is not only perfection as far as they're gorgeous, but the jewelry is actually made to be modular so that you can mix and match your pieces with other add-ons. Pick a base. So for example, I have my medium stud here, and then you can add on different pieces from the collection to create completely new pieces of jewelry. It is so smart. And I love it because you're actually getting use out of all of the diamonds. All of the pieces are made from 100% solid gold, so you can work out in them, take showers, and all of the diamonds are sustainable lab-grown diamonds that do not have a crazy markup like a lot of the other jewelers out there. And I don't know how else to say this, you guys. These are the most beautiful pieces of jewelry I have ever put on my body. Today I'm wearing the medium yellow gold diamond studs with the Emma piece on both ears. And honestly, when I put them on, not only did it scream like classic and absolutely stunning, to me, it feels like heirloom jewelry. The prices are fair. The modular design to me makes these an even better steal because you can buy the base and then experiment with all of the other add-on pieces. And I have just been absolutely floored and impressed by this brand. I may also have a coupon code for you guys, so I'm going to leave a link down below and possibly a coupon code. I hope that I can get one for you guys. I also love that this is a brand that is run by mostly women, and it's just unsurprising to me because through and through, everything feels so curated, luxe, and well thought out. I also really love that the pieces are adjustable. You can see this is another one of my favorites. I keep saying that they're my favorites, but really like every single one I love. So this is the Lucia, but you can see that there are different holes so that if you want it to sit higher up on the ear or lower, you can adjust depending on like your ear size and the kind of look that you want. It is so smart. I've been absolutely floored by Ideal and I could not recommend them enough. Shall we get into some beauty? The Chanel Rouge Coco Satin Lipsticks. These lipsticks are absolutely phenomenal, and I had to give them a mention in this video because I think that not enough people talk about them. This is the shade Mademoiselle that is on my lips today. Really absolutely beautiful. And I love a dusty rose, so Mademoiselle is kind of my perfect shade. You know, a lot of people talk about the Chanel Rouge Coco Flash, which is a very kind of sheer, shiny, thin lipstick. But I am here to say that these are actually where it's at. They have the most perfect balanced formula that's creamy but not overly pigmented, which makes them so perfect as that everyday lipstick. The formula is comfortable. It never feels drying. It never kind of sinks down into any of the lip lines. And the shades are so beautiful and dialed in. To me, it's just such a classic formula that I could see everyone really loving. And for me personally, I think that splurge-worthy beauty should be something that you see yourself wearing a lot. And this to me is such a perfect everyday lipstick formula. But I've really wanted to try Adrian as well. If you guys have tried that one, please leave me a comment down below because I've been looking at it for quite a while now. Next up, we have the Givenchy Prism Libre blush, and this is in the shade Flanelle Ruby. And this is their like brick red shade. You do have 4 different shades in here. Oh, by the way, I've been doing like the Korean jelly nails, or I guess like they're kind of like syrup nails, so they're a little bit more sheer. and I've been kind of loving it. I just really like the look. I've been doing a little bit more of a softer kind of pink color, but I'm interested in kind of trying out some other colors and mixing colors on my nails. So leave me a comment down below if you have any tips or tricks with the syrup nails, because I'm all in at this point. But anyway, getting back to the Givenchy blush, you do have the 4 different shades in here that essentially become the most beautiful brick red. And what I think is really beautiful about this formula is the blur of it. I mean, it immediately softens on the cheeks, so you're left with this really diffused bricky flush. I talked about in my red blush video when I bought a ton of red blushes from Sephora that I did feel like this one was more of a hidden gem. It's because I think the shade is so well balanced, but also with some of the other red blush powders in specific, the shades are really pretty, but some of them don't do like the best job of really offering that lit from within glow and blur. Well, leave it to Givenchy to come out with a powder formula that is ultra softening on the skin. This shade is absolutely incredible. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the other shades were gorgeous too. But this one, I mean, you guys know how I feel about a brick red, really, really called to me, and I'm so happy to have it. Let's talk about a fragrance favorite. I have not talked about this yet on my channel, so I'm really excited to. This is Laurier 62 from Le Labo. Now, this is their room spray. I'm gonna go ahead and say that next time, like when I go through this, I'll probably just get the candle. I think the candle is kind of a better bang for your buck. This has become my signature scent for my home. And when I tell you this is divine, there is really not another scent that I have smelt like it. It is so luxurious. It's like incredibly expensive hotel meets spa because it has a beautiful herbaceousness to it, but also quite soft. It kind of has this warm, musky laundry kind of feel to it. So it makes it very kind of refreshing in the space that you're in while also making it feel very homey. The best way I can describe it is, when you walk into those very, very expensive hotels, you go into an expensive hotel and they have like body lotions that are really tiny, but they like smell divine. To me, it smells like that, except 10 times better, like the best possible way that it could ever smell. So they say that it has notes of laurel, rosemary, eucalyptus, thyme, cumin, clove, amber, patchouli, and sandalwood. To me personally, the sandalwood and the patchouli is so soft. Again, it just offers this really soft base, not overpowering at all. But then there's this like fresh herbaceousness. I am telling you guys, if I got this in like a candle form for like Christmas, hint hint to any of my friends and family watching, it's a really beautiful piece of luxury for the home. Next up, we have a new favorite foundation that I have not been able to stop using, and I haven't been able to stop talking about it. It is the Dewdrop foundation from Surratt. Now, I have the shade number 3. Again, it's what I'm wearing on my face. I'm pretty much wearing everything that I'm talking about in today's video. It is the most beautiful, thin, blurring, hydrating, long-wearing foundation. Surratt absolutely killed it with this foundation formula, and honestly, I don't know if I was expecting to have like a holy grail on my hands when I tried it out, but the more I kept using it, the more I realized that I love the way it wears on my skin. When I apply it, one, it's incredibly thin. I get a nice like light to medium coverage. You can certainly build it because it is so thin. It offers this really soft kind of hydrated blur. It's not overly glossy or dewy at all. It's way more of a satin finish, but then it just maintains that beautiful satin blur all throughout the day. I've just been incredibly, incredibly impressed by it. Absolute new contender for Best of Beauty 2024, along with the Artistique bronzer. And this is Soleil d'Eau. So finely milled, immediately blurring on the skin, lasts so well. And they use a slurry formula for all of their powders. You know, I've talked about this when I've talked about the Beyond Beige palette, which is another holy grail. It goes into the pan as a cream and then it's kind of baked. So it almost looks like a cream on the skin, but it applies, you know, like a powder. The shade is so beautiful. I truly could not recommend these two enough. I didn't want to go too much into the Beyond Beige palette because I have talked about this one for a while on my channel. I wanted to give these newer products for the complexion a true spotlight because they're just excellent, absolutely splurge worthy. Next, now I did already tell you all over on Instagram. By the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely make sure to follow me over there. Charlotte Tilbury brought back the Hypnotic Pop Shots, which is incredible because that means that I get to talk about them again. Now, this specific shade, Smoky Quartz, is the one that I personally think is the most splurge worthy because it is not, it did shatter on me, unfortunately, but it is the most glamorous taupe sparkle. So the base is a cooler brown tone, but then within the eyeshadow, there are these incredible glossy taupey glitters and also lighter glitters that kind of really pop and sparkle on the eyes. The most perfect one and done smoky, glossy, sparkly eye ever. I was so relieved when Charlotte Tilbury decided to bring these back because that means that I could start talking about them again and using them more on camera because it became one of those discontinued products that I was always sad that I couldn't recommend anymore. The formula is also incredibly finely milled. So there are some sparkly top coats or sparkly eyeshadows that you can tell that, you know, they'll be pretty and sparkly and, you know, sparkles are sparkles, sparkles are pretty, but you can tell that this is of quality because of how finely milled the actual base of the shadow is and how fine the sparkles are. So when you have finer sparkles that are still very scattered and pretty, that's what actually is able to create this wet effect. The fine sparkles that can sit very closely on the eyes. That's what is able to give you that mirror-like look. Just, it is absolutely fantastic. I feel like with my earrings and this eyeshadow, I have like such a beautiful, glamorous look. Like once I'm done filming, I feel like I need to go out into the world. You know when you have makeup days like that and then you just sit inside all day? Not today. It's not gonna be me today. And as a little bonus, I wanted to give a mention to the Shiseido eyelash curler. Reason being is that I think sometimes we focus so much on the right mascara without starting with the right eyelash curler. And this is, again, it's an investment. It's more expensive than a $5 eyelash curler, but it is going to last you. The quality is there. And especially when you're dealing with the eyes and putting your eyelashes into something, you want to make sure that the quality is there. This holds a curl beautifully. Not only gets my eyelashes the most curled that they can be, but it holds the curl and it is also gentle. The mechanism is incredibly smooth. It is an absolute staple in my makeup bag. And if you are a fan of this, please leave a comment down below because I personally think that this is still drastically underrated. Leave me a comment down below if you are in love with this as much as I am, because I feel like the cult following is out there and I just think that it deserves all of the praise and more. So those were all of my splurge-worthy beauty products. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you to Ideal for sponsoring the video. I'm going to leave, again, I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to check them out. These are my earrings. I just can't, I really can't get over them. And overall, thank you guys so much for being here and I will see you in my next one.